Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, I have the fastest method for you to farm prismatic cooking rewards in the game, and it's not even close. I have been working all weekend trying to find it, and I think we have it. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become part of the first 200k OGs because we're growing 10,000 subs a day, and let's get into the video. Previously on the channel, I made this video here before it's patched Infinite Prismatic Rewards, which was one of two videos I used talking on this topic. And in that video, I used sprinklers to show you guys how to make massive fruits, which are necessary for making massive rewards. But there are two problems we have discovered with the rewarding system. One, you need bone blossoms to get prismatic rewards, and two, you need huge plants to get prismatic rewards. And I might have some interesting information for you. For those of you who do not have bone blossoms, there is a fruit you can acquire right now in the game that can get you one of the prismatic rewards. If you go to the Grow a Garden wiki, which I will have a link to in the description down below, and you go to the cooking event section, you can scroll down and find all the things you are cooking, such as salads, sandwiches, pies, etc., as well as their rarity, normal, legendary, mythical, divine, and prismatic. Obviously, we are interested in prismatic recipes. But the problem with the prismatic recipes is that to get prismatic, they all require bone blossoms because bone blossoms are worth the most amount of points. However, we have found one recipe that doesn't use bone blossoms at all, though it's still hard to do. Apparently, there is a prismatic salad that uses 5 grand tomatoes. And grand tomatoes are only found in the gourmet seed pack like this, and that's literally the only way to get it. Now, I do have some new information for you on how to get prismatic rewards faster. I just wanted to provide you with the only method we had for prismatic rewards that didn't require bone blossoms. So for those of you without bone blossoms, that's the only way currently known. Now, back to the bone blossom conversation. One problem we have with prismatic rewards is they all require a humongous amount of bone blossoms, such as the 4 bone blossoms right here with this method. However, there are 2 methods that require less bone blossoms. For example, I just looked at this prismatic salad. 1 bone blossom, 1 grand tomato. Now, I have not personally confirmed this. However, I have personally confirmed this next method. But as for this method, with a grand tomato and a bone blossom, that sounds useful if you've managed to acquire the grand tomato, but with no seed trading, it's going to be hard to get. Let me show you the other method, however. If we come over here to the pie, we had one known way, which was 4 bone blossoms and a pumpkin. And we've known about this for some time. But now there is a 2 bone blossom and coconut option. That is a brand new discovery, and I can personally confirm it. If you look at my food, there it is, the prismatic bone blossom coconut pie. And because of my big ingredients, it is this big. And right this second, I'm going to show it to you on screen in this video to confirm it for you too, so you don't have to doubt it. Come on over, come on over. I think I have 2 more bone blossoms on this tree. Yes, I do, and they are massive. Let me grab this rainbow shot frozen bone blossom and then this regular bone blossom, and then come over here to try and find a big coconut. I thought I had bigger ones. Let me try and move this tree out of the way temporarily. For some reason, all of these coconuts have shrunk. They should be huge. Oh well, I will grab a single one. Oh, and it's still big. Whoa, that's a coconut I just grabbed from that tree and it popped into big. So that's just a visual bug. I did not know that. That's really interesting. Man, I really don't like this visual bug. How do we know sometimes if we have a huge fruit or not? If it's bugged out like this, other plants all over, like the sugar apples or these peppers, how do we know they're huge? Hold on, let me grab another one of these coconuts like this one, and I'll pull it out right now. Oh, it's even bigger than the first one. Are you kidding me, Jandal? Somebody fix this. This is a huge problem. I could have huge fruits and not even know. Hold on, let me grab a pepper. Is this pepper big? No, the pepper is normal, but the coconut was huge. Yes, please. Somebody, anybody, any developer, fix this fast. Now I have my rainbow bone blossom, my regular bone blossom, and my big coconut. And let's go and confirm whether we can cut down on bone blossoms in half. Throw in bone blossom first, throw in bone blossom second, throw in coconut third. As you can see, 2 bone blossoms and a coconut. I will hit cook right now, and I will keep talking so that we don't have any, sleight of hand here. I will also remove these so that you can clearly see down my inventory that this is the one I am receiving. Thank you very much. Down it goes, and I'm going to zoom in. Boom. Prismatic coconut bone blossom. And because of the sizes, she's a biggie. So we've now cut down on the number of bone blossoms you need in half. However, you may be saying to me, Kro, you don't always have the pie craving. Well, to you, I say, wait. Why would you wait? Why would you wait for the craving? I mean, we have the rest of this week and potentially next week to do this cooking event. The smart way to do it, the fastest way to do it, the best way to save you time and be as efficient as possible with your limited resources is to simply make pie from now until the end of time using only a simple coconut and only 2 bone blossoms. And then eventually, when it's pie craving time, oh boy, you are going to cash in. Excuse me while my raccoons bring me this giant dino shroom. 1 second, intermission. For those of you who don't have bone blossoms, and for those of you that don't have the grand tomato, you are limited in what you can do. You are limited to divine recipes. However, big divine recipes of huge kilograms, huge size, can sometimes achieve prismatic rewards. I don't know if you knew that, but it's possible. And some of these simplest divine recipes you can make are as follows. You can do divine pies for a single coconut and a single beanstalk, or a single sugar glaze and a single beanstalk. Those ones are really easy to make and easy to spam over and over. The limiting factor might actually be the size of the beanstalk seeds, because I don't think those fruits become super big, but I could be wrong. For a waffle, you can do a divine sugar apple coconut combo. And we know sugar apples can be huge and coconuts can also be huge. Honestly, that might be the best divine recipe to spam with humongous sugar apples using the sprinkler method and humongous coconuts. Divine ice cream, sugar apple, and sugar glaze. Getting the sugar glaze may be difficult for this one. Personally, I wouldn't farm up those ones. And honestly, as I look through all of these, those are the simplest options. So if I was doing it the divine way, I would do a pie with either the coconut and beanstalk or the sugar glaze and beanstalk, probably this one. But in all honesty, I think the waffle is the best divine strategy, requiring a single humongous sugar apple and a single humongous coconut, both easy to do huge with the sprinkler method. If you have grand tomatoes, 5 grand tomatoes of the biggest size you can get will give you a prismatic salad. It is the only way to do prismatic recipes without bone blossoms. If you have bone blossoms, make the pie. It only requires 2 bone blossoms and a coconut, saving you on bone blossoms, saving you on resources. If you have no bone blossoms and no grand tomatoes, I would make the divine waffle with a huge sugar apple and a huge coconut. And that is the fastest way to farm prismatic rewards in KroBlox Garden until the next update, which is most likely going to be the cooking update 2. Hopefully this video was useful to you. I'm just trying to bring you the best information I can based off of all the research I'm doing on my own time and with the help of the Discord server I often frequent. Those guys are fantastic. If this was really useful to you, go ahead and hit subscribe as a thank you. I always appreciate it, and I will continue, and I promise to bring you the best methods and the best information that I possibly can, guys. And as always, thank you very much for watching.